The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
Hannah, I'm a genius. I'm an absolute genius, is what I am.
Okay.
I feel like the king of my castle, the master of my domain, the smartest man on my block.
You said master of my
I
domain.
am, okay?
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I know. I knew exactly what the reference was. The other day, I decided I hated my television set.
Your TV has been like kind of
it's on the fritz.
For
it takes
a while.
like forever for it to warm up. It's a plasma. It's 12 years old, and
like
the
your
plasma's
kid has
dying.
to wait like
Yes.
10 minutes before he plays Fortnite.
Exactly. So I get very annoyed by this. And my internet's been messing around with me. It's been all screwy. So from my phone, Hannah, while sitting on the couch angry,
From your phone.
I changed my internet company.
Okay.
Okay. I went to the AT&T fiber stuff, which I didn't believe was going to be really good. Holy cow, it's like twice as fast for like less money. Okay. And then I went and I bought a TV on BestBuy.com based off of like online stuff that I read about. I didn't even go shopping. I've never done that before.
Fancy and high tech.
I have never done that before.
You bought it right from your telephone.
Right. I bought it right from my telephone. So I bought it from my telephone. And 2 days later, the AT&T technician is stringing line from poles out there and like down the street to bring it to my house and attaching it while Best Buy shows up and drops off my television set. Erica comes home. I've got a new TV. I've got new cable. I'm running the television with a voice remote or an app that's on my phone. And I've knocked like $160 some off of our original cable bill because I've cut the cord and I'm streaming now.
Well, I declare.
Oh, I am like at 42 years old.
This technology's been around
I have found technology.
While.
I know.
You're talking about it, and I'm looking
it's
at
amazing.
you like
it's amazing.
Wait,
I know.
What?
I know.
You bought it from your phone.
Yes, I bought something from my phone.
From
It was
your
incredible.
telephone.
I bought a TV. Like I go on Amazon and I buy like, some kind of little thing or the kid needs a school supply, but I've never bought a television on my phone before. To me, that's insane. You go in, you talk to the salesperson, you have him show you 15 things. You go, I don't know. Then you go someplace else, you talk to that salesperson, you see if he's got a better deal. Then you go home, you do some comparison. It takes like 3 weeks for me to buy a major item. I just bought everything from my phone and had it all installed, so I feel very proud of myself. But thank you for mocking me. No, you're wonderful. I enjoy having you around. You're a breath of fresh air in my otherwise dreary day. We have a guest in here that we're going to get to in just a moment from Core Fitness and Physical Therapy. And the reason we have this guest in here is because, one, I have noticed this incredible change with my wife with the Pilates, and I have aches and pains everywhere. So I'm very, very curious as to whether or not there's something that I could actually do. But there's a lot of questions I have about it because it just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. So
exercise?
No, because I don't know how. I think you should just be lifting weights to like lose weight and like running and stuff. Like she don't do any running. She never goes out. She never does. She's just like, I'm going to go to a class. She goes to a class. She comes back and she's like dropping pounds, and I don't get out of work. So I'm bringing her in here for the science because I don't understand how this is happening. Okay, and then also we have a tree here and we have decorations. We have declared it Mardi Gras in Evergreen Park, and you're giving me a Mardi Gras tree down here?
Yes.
Okay, so we have that to get to as well, plus many more surprises. This is the EP Podcast, found everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com. That music only means one thing. It is now time for your EP Word on the Street. The annual Evergreen Park Winter Festival, known as Family Flake Fest, is coming. Saturday, February the 8th, 1 to 6 p.m. at the Daniel Capuano Ice Rink at Yukich Field at 89th and Kedzie. I've actually been told recently the last big event they had over at the ice rink went extremely well. They had a kids hockey tournament. 750 different people came through it, raised some money for the Firemen's Widows Fund. Hats off to them. St. Bernadette is having their spaghetti dinner Saturday, February the 8th as well, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in O'Brien Hall, while Most Holy Redeemer is getting ready for their big trivia night Saturday, February the 29th at 6 p.m. And finally, in case you didn't hear, District 124 Superintendent Dr. Robert Maychek announced his resignation just before the weekend. He's taking a job much closer to home to be closer to his family. Dr. Maychek was nice enough to not only come on this show, he was a nice guy and a fair guy with us. I know he was a listener of the show. We wish him our very best. That's your EP word on the street. I'm going to pour a beer for our next guest, and we will continue right here on the EP Podcast.
Hey, Dad, can we go someplace fun for dinner tonight?
Well, I don't want to drive too far, and we're staying in Evergreen Park. And it's got to be someplace I can bring your younger brother, and your mother and I can still get something cold to drink.
I want to have seafood tonight.
I want to get messy.
How about this? I have an idea. We'll go to the Crazy Crab.
Yay!
Crazy Crab at 9204 Southwestern Avenue in Evergreen Park is open for lunch and dinner with favorites like fried catfish, shrimp po' boys, lobster rolls, and raw oysters by the half dozen. And then if you want to get crazy, pick out some crab legs, snow crab, king crab, blue crabs, lobster tail, mussels, clams, crawfish, shrimp, and then pick your flavors: lemon pepper, garlic pepper, crazy Cajun, or combine all three in the trifecta, and then go for the spice. You can go mild all the way up to crazy hot. Then the Crazy Crab brings it to your table and you chow down. Kids, get in the car. We're heading up to 9204 Southwestern Avenue and getting some Crazy Crab.
Yay!
Terri McCabe is down here. She has joined us at the EP Podcast at my 9-foot homemade oak bar in my basement. And Terri's from Core Fitness. Now, Terri, we talked about Core Fitness on the show, and we're very happy to have you down here. And we, every once in a while, will have somebody that actually runs commercials on the show come down, generally because I start to become very curious about what I'm listening to on my own show. And so I appreciate you stopping by. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming down here. I hear that you're a big podcast fan.
Yeah, this is a thrill for me. Like, as a total podcast junkie, to be on a podcast is like a bucket list thing. So This is the first time. And
so
I'm
you listen
thrilled.
to a bunch of different podcasts?
I do.
What are we listening to? It's okay. I'm just curious.
Everything. All the ones that everyone's heard all about, you know.
Right. So the Chris Lanuti podcast, the EP podcast, the Socks in the Basement, the Broadcast Basement, Me and the Priest with Father Paul. Yeah. We have a brand new one called Windy City Slam covering like local Chicago wrestling.
I can't wait
okay.
to
I mean, that one just came out. So like you can add that one as well. So all those. I mean, my kids had a podcast for a while, but we got rid of that. But that's what you're listening to, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Forget Joe Rogan.
All of those.
Right.
Yeah. And then and all the comedians. You got it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
As long as it's not any of that weird stuff like that ASMR stuff.
Oh, no.
Have you heard that?
No, I've
like
heard,
it's an entire
yes.
podcast of somebody whispering.
Yeah.
What?
Hello. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. For like 3 hours, and people listen to that, Hannah.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Are you one of those people that get into the murder mystery ones? Too?
I do.
Yeah, a lot of people really like those.
Yeah.
We're thinking about getting one started with the Evergreen Park Candlelight Theater.
Oh.
That we're gonna because they were talking to me about that, and I'm like, man, I would totally do like a murder mystery podcast where they like act out stuff and like people have to figure out what happens as the episodes get released.
Yes.
I'm like, that would be really cool. So it's a project that we're working on. It's going to be something that comes out of here. But I don't want to talk about all that.
Great idea.
I want to talk about Pilates, okay?
Yeah, Pilates.
Yeah, I want to talk about Pilates. So my wife Erica is down here as well to join myself and Hannah and you. And I want to tell you this. She's been doing the keto diet. She got me on it. But she always she'd go to gyms. She'd join Planet Fitness, or she'd join something where she'd get like a personal trainer. I remember I was in West Virginia at one point, and I was getting free fitness lessons with like a free personal trainer. And every once in a while I was able to be like, I would like one for my girlfriend, or something like that. Like I would try, because she always was in that stuff, but she always complained that it was very hard for her to see results of what she did, especially after, these kids came along and they ruin everything. Okay.
Yes,
They
I know it
ruin
well.
everything. They give me stress, and we all stress eat around here. I put on a little weight. She put on a weight. This is what happens to people.
Yes.
But I see her not only dropping the pounds, but I see her with this incredible amount of energy and this feeling of she can do physical things that I felt like before that she wasn't into, especially after she had our third guy who's now 4 years old. Like that she, and that there's muscles that almost like she had just wasn't using anymore. And I'm shocked by how quickly that happened. Is that a normal result for Pilates?
Yeah. And I'm just so glad to hear that. And it's so fun having you in classes. Both Erica and Hannah have been coming so regularly. And I think that is the key, is that you have to find something you love in an environment that you feel welcome in, and that is non-intimidating, and that you feel like you can kind of blend in, but at the same time, it's there just for you. And so I think the thing with Pilates and the reason it has staying power is it comes with a lot of history. It's not a fad. It's not brand new. It's not.
See, because I think of it that way.
Yeah,
See, that's the first thing that pops in my head. Like, it's some Zen thing where they're doing something weird and like, you know, and I don't see it that way. And I've kind of been learning a little bit more about it. So how long has it been around?
Yeah, so it's been around since World War I. Joseph Pilates is the man who invented it, so it's named after him.
Invented on the battlefield.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He World War I.
Did he really? I'm just joking about that.
Well, no, he was.
He was in a trench. If they were doing Pilates in a trench, like before they went and ran out down the Maginot Line, like I'm shocked myself that I hit that one on the head.
Well, you're pretty close.
Really?
So yeah, he's a German guy, and during World War I,
he's the bad guy.
Yeah, well, but he left. He left
This is the Kaiser's exercise. What are you doing here?
I promise you, he left, and it says specifically because he did not like the direction the military was going.
Yeah.
So he.
Although the little pointy things on their helmets were pretty cool back then.
Right. So he rehabilitated wounded soldiers. So you read some literature that referred to him as a reconstruction aide. I think we would think of him today as a physical therapist, really. So when soldiers and men were injured, he would rehabilitate them by way of attaching springs to their bedposts. And he believed firmly that you could not heal if you were still. So he used movement to keep these soldiers active and engaged, even if they were pretty bedridden otherwise. So there are legends out there that lots and lots of different camps got these terrible flu epidemics and things like this, and that he never lost any of his people to those type of things because they were so healthy.
He defeated the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918
now,
with Pilates.
I highly suggest one fact check that.
Okay.
But there is a lot of information out there to support the fact that his methods of healing through movement were against the grain and pretty progressive for his time, and he had a lot of positive results from that. So when he eventually moved to America and he lived in New York City, he was housed within the same building as the New York City Ballet. And that's why I think Pilates has this more strong relationship to dancers and females, but only because they found his method and recognized the benefits of it immediately. But he really designed this program for men. He was a boxer. He was a gymnast. He was an anatomy model for anatomy charts. He was a really strong, very sort of macho guy. And the fact that it became really associated primarily with women is unfortunate because it is so beneficial to all walks of life.
Yeah,
particularly
before
men.
we get into that, because I want to get into that part. Erica and Hannah are down here, and
we're going to make a believer out of you.
I would be remiss if I didn't give them an opportunity to kind of talk about the classes a little bit. And I know that they know you, and that they've been in there. They've informed me that she's the most difficult teacher that they right.
But,
is she the hardest? Is she mean?
Great.
Is she mean to you? Does she come out? She goes, "You will
mean.
do the Pilates." Jawohl!
Didn't got lost to the satellite, got lost in the ride up to the plunge down. Man sends the ray of the electric light, sends the impulse through the air down to home. And you can stand on the arms of the Williamsburg Bridge crying, hey man, well this is Babylon. And you can fight on a bus to the outside world down to Louisiana, you can take her with you. I've seen the reins of the real world come forward on the plane. I've seen the Kansas of your sweet little myth. You never seem to know I'm half sick on the drinks you mixed through your true dreams of Wichita. True dreams of Wichita.
Terri is not mean at all. She is a wonderful teacher. She's very challenging, and I think that's the reason why Hannah and I picked to go to her classes. I always tell Hannah, why did we sign up for jump board? This is so hard.
Every time we say jump board, you say that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna hurt for like 3 days after this.
So what is this jump board? So they get on something, and are they jumping or are they
You're
laying?
jumping while lying down.
You're lying down and so this is the
Yes.
spring on the bedpost thing almost that you're talking
And
about.
I was gonna ask a question because of that. So is that the reason why the reformer bed was created, because of the springs and the bedposts?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so all of Pilates equipment is spring-loaded, and they are original inventions from Joseph Pilates. So it
Okay.
started with those springs attached to bedpost, but became the catalyst for all of his future designs. So you use the reformer, which is what we're using in jump board.
Right.
And then there's the chair, which you've had experience
Yes.
on, also a spring-loaded piece of equipment, the spring board itself. And there are smaller apparatuses and things too, but you're exactly right that it's all modeled after that original concept.
All right, so now I want to get back to the real issue here, okay?
What you
Because this, I get that this works for the girls, all right? But, yeah, I'm a big boy. I just don't, like, first of all, I thought it was funny that you came down here and you were just like, we were like, we're sitting at a bar. It's the evening while we're talking here,
Sure,
okay?
sure.
I'm not going to get you into trouble for saying
No,
this, but like,
this is
okay,
great,
so you
yeah.
sit down here and I'm like, you want a beer? And like, Hannah's, Erica's having wine. I don't know what Hannah's doing. She's doing
Mine's
shots
in
of
the
whiskey
freezer.
down there. Okay, so, and I'm like, do you want something? And you're like, oh, I'll have a beer. And you wanted like half a beer. Okay. And it was funny because I was like, and I had like really fancy ones. I got like some IPAs and stuff like that. And you're like, 3 sips, I'm done with an IPA. Now, me, on the other hand, you are a fit human being. Like, you do Pilates and you teach it. I have beer muscles.
There you go.
So I am actually drinking the rest of your beer and my beer. And I guarantee you I will finish mine before you finish yours and move on to another one here. And I just feel like men are built so much differently that we need more high impact things and things that are weights and strength and running and things like that, because there's just more there. I mean, I'm not trying to sound, but I mean, like, we have that. I also would also believe, that's at least what my feeling is like we had Abby Murphy in here. Now she is an
That was
athlete.
a great interview.
Thank
Yeah,
you. I appreciate
yeah,
it. She's a
yeah.
wonderful kid. And she's an athlete. I can't imagine like all her workout would just be Pilates.
Yeah.
So am I right or wrong about that?
Yeah, I think you're both. I don't think it's.
You don't need to be nice to me.
No,
if I'm
no, no.
wrong, be like, you're an idiot, Chris.
What I
And then
can
smack
say, yeah,
me.
right. What I can say from personal experience, and I always like to say this to drive home my point, but it is nothing short of a humble brag. But I was myself a Division I scholarship collegiate athlete. I played soccer through college, and I think all the time I wish I would have had this when I was playing competitively. I did the weight training. I did the running. I did the 3 practices a day for preseason. I used my muscles. I used my body really intensely. But we get into really specific muscle patterns. We we operate in the way that feels most natural to our body. I was a right-footed kicker, so I was always standing on my left foot, kicking with my right foot.
Okay.
My same arm would come back. Like, you get into these muscle patterns. So I don't ever think Pilates should be all someone does, but I think Pilates should absolutely 100%, and I say this with very strong conviction, be included in everyone's training program. And to your point with Erica, like you said, she's going to these classes, but somehow she's magically able to do all these other things.
Oh, it's incredible.
Because you develop a sense of strength within your body that is not one-dimensional. The power in it is that it can help you avoid injury, be stronger and healthier, have more symmetry, muscular balance, things like that. So yes, I think men can very much benefit from it. I don't think that a man should only be doing Pilates, nor should a woman be, but I think there is absolutely no harm, and in fact, lots of good that can come from everyone, including it in their exercise program.
What if I only wanted to do Pilates? What
Sure.
if I said, I just want to do Pilates because it sounds easy to me? Like, could I do
I
that?
could prove you wrong on
Oh,
that
yeah,
so
I don't
quickly.
think you can prove. You think you can prove me wrong on that one?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Jump
No,
board.
for sure. You could keep it really gentle, and
Right.
I have clients
Well,
who...
I got like a little, like I get up lately and I feel a little strain in the right hip,
Yeah.
like as I stand up every once in a while, and I've got this old Achilles injury and stuff
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that. So maybe that straightens me out a little bit like that. But I'm looking for just, I don't want to go to the gym anymore. I is what I is, as Popeye said. Okay? This is what I am. That's what it is. I am what I am. I don't know where I got I is what I is, but whatever.
Paula Dean said that.
That's what I am. Who said that?
Paula Dean on the
Paula Dean. Okay, fine. I'm quoting that idiot. All right. So, what has become of me?
Right.
So maybe I need to go to Pilates because it'll straighten out my brain as well.
For sure.
But what I'm wondering is there something that I would actually like a demonstration. I know that you're probably not prepared for this, but I would like a demonstration down here because I honestly don't believe there's something you're going to tell me to do that me not going to a gym in 3 years can't pull off.
All right. Well,
Okay.
first of all, I am prepared because every good Pilates instructor comes to a bar with a magic circle. Because its original invention was, it was the band from beer kegs. And that's what he used.
Really?
He would use that band from beer
Here's
kegs
the thing.
and
Everything-
attach two wooden
Did not
blocks
know
to the
that.
sides of it. So once again, another great reason to come to Pilates for these cool inventions.
Every
But-
time I try to make fun of this, she turns around and she's like, "Oh yeah, they use beer kegs and World War I German soldiers for this."
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
you
and I'm
claim
like,
to be
"Huh,
such a beer
this
fan.
sounds
Yeah.
pretty friggin' cool. So
This is a history buff, so this is like right up his alley.
seriously, right now I'm just imagining guys using beer kegs to work out inside of the trenches while there's bombs going off, and I'm like, I want that kind of. Maybe you need to have like that for like if you have a men's class, we have explosions going off in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, something, and there should be
War
beer
music.
afterwards in a keg. Yes.
I will say we do have a men's class. I'll tell you,
You
that,
do?
but
Okay.
then I want to put you to work. But
Okay, let's put me to work and then we'll talk about the men's
Perfect.
class,
Let's
okay?
do that.
We're going to do
Great.
that.
Okay.
Hey, Southsiders, are you White Sox fans? The #1 most downloaded White Sox podcast, according to Podbean.com, is Sox in the Basement, and it's part of the Broadcast Basement On-Demand Radio Network. Insider interviews, stat breakdowns, and coverage year-round. Join me and my buddy Dave and all kinds of great guests each and every week for 30 minutes of Sox. It's found everywhere podcasts can be found and always at soxinthebasement.com. Hannah, I see you brought decorations in for tonight.
Yes, I did.
Is this really a thing, decorating a tree for Mardi Gras?
Yes.
You're going to take my Christmas tree that was down here in the basement, the
Yes.
smaller of the two of them. We put everything else away. And you told Erica, leave the tree because you're going to decorate it for Mardi Gras.
Yes.
You're not messing with me here. This is something that they do
Yes.
during Mardi Gras season
Yes.
in the deep south
Yes.
of America.
Yes.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so we're going to decorate the tree here in a second, but before we do that, for our weekly dose of the Mardi Gras, which, by the way, we still haven't found a king cake anywhere close to Evergreen Park.
Really?
I actually stopped over at one of our big mainstay bakeries that has been around for over 80 years and specifically spoke with the owner about it today, who told me they don't make king cakes. So, like, I thought this would be something where everybody did it. This would be really
it's
simple.
hard to find
I
one, and then to
understand
find a
now
good
why
one.
it's very hard to find a king
That's
cake.
why I drive to Mokina.
Right. This is why when we have our big Mardi Gras block party celebration, that we're going to have to make sure we have king cakes here for the people that
yes.
actually get to be a part of it. Okay. What I want to do today is our weekly Mardi Gras dose.
Okay.
I want to try some Mardi Gras trivia with you.
Okay.
All right. I want to see how much you actually know about this holiday that you are sitting up here in the north telling us all about.
Okay.
What are the 3 colors of beads used in Mardi Gras?
Seriously.
I told you I would start simple.
Purple, green, and gold.
Okay. What do they stand for, the colors?
I want to say purple is royalty, gold is wealth, and green is... I can't remember.
Wow, you're wrong on everything.
I am.
Purple is justice,
Okay.
gold is power, and
Power.
green is faith.
Okay.
All right.
I was totally off.
What is it illegal, literally illegal, in New Orleans to do without wearing a mask?
Oh, you can't ride on a float.
You can't ride in a parade float without a mask.
No, you have to keep your mask on.
Lawmakers in Louisiana made Mardi Gras a legal state holiday in 1875. There are 2 nearby states that have also made it a state holiday. Can you name at least one of them?
I know in for a fact, one, it's Alabama because Mardi Gras actually, before it came to New Orleans, started in Mobile, Alabama.
You are right.
Yes.
What do you think is the other one?
I'm going to say...
Craziest state in the union.
It's going to be either Texas or Mississippi.
No, the craziest state in the union is always Florida. Florida is the craziest state. Final question.
Okay.
Let's see if you get this one. The first Mardi Gras parade was held in New Orleans in 1837. True or false? Floats were in the first Mardi Gras parade. Got a 50-50 chance.
I don't
Did they
think they
start
had
with
floats.
No, they did not.
Yeah, I didn't think
there
they
were
did.
no floats.
No.
Floats did not appear for 20
It was
more
horses,
years.
yeah.
And then they started using the floats.
They rode on horses and
Excellent
wagons.
job, Hannah. I think you did a little bit better than half of them. So I'm sure Louisiana would be proud of you.
A hot dog.
All right, Terri, we are moving 3 feet away from the bar into the middle here of the broadcast basement. And when I do this, when I move 3 feet into the middle of the bar, I have to go to a different type of microphone. So it sounds slightly different as we do it because, you know, the good mics stay on the bar. Okay, so we're going to share this microphone and you're going to show me that I'm wrong about Pilates and how easy it is.
That's right. So I'm going to have you lie down on your back. Here we go.
It sounds like when I used to date my wife.
It always starts that way.
So what am I doing now?
Okay, so you're going to lie down on your back and we're going to take this magic circle, like I promised you that we brought here today, and you're going to put it between your knees. So he is lying down flat on his back.
This is like the thing that Suzanne Summers
Yes,
does at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is the Thigh Master.
It feels very
Why are you taking pictures from that angle, Anna? Take a different angle. Oh my God.
You're giving birth.
It does look like I'm giving birth. Oh,
All right,
it's not helping your cause, Terri.
Put your feet flat on the mat.
All right.
Yep, that's it. Okay, now bring your arms down by your side. Relax your head. You got to do that for just a second.
All right.
And then start to squeeze that magic circle. Try to bring your knees as close to
is
each
the
other
Thigh
as you
Master.
can. It is just like the Thigh
Oh, my
Master.
God.
That's
Okay.
it. So keep going like that. So what we always say is the inner thighs are the pathway to the core. So the thing with Pilates is you're not just working out your stomach muscles. That's not what your core is. Your core is a combination of your deep abdominals, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your glutes, and even your pelvic floor. So this is a really great pre-Pilates exercise to start to strengthen your inner thighs. 100.
Oh, are you kidding me? This thing's
Until
tough.
I'm finished with my beer.
Oh my God! It's gonna take an hour. You're a sipper. No, that's crazy. Okay. So,
Okay, feel free to rest from there.
Oh, thank God.
All right, but then I would have you start to add some curl-ups. So you got to plant your feet a little bit better on the floor for me. Yep, there you go. Bring your hands behind your head.
Is this hoop gonna slip out from in between my thighs here? Because I don't want to have an oopsie moment.
I can't guarantee it. It's up to you to keep it in there.
Why am I wearing blue jeans?
And you're wearing blue jeans, which are not.
Yeah, this is a terrible idea. Okay.
All right, so squeeze the ring and keep it squeezed.
Okay.
Don't let it go and don't complain. All right, now curl up.
I gotta do a sit-up?
Do a little bit of a sit-up, a crunch.
I haven't done a sit-up in 2 years. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, I'm gonna hurt myself. Okay, here we go.
You can do it.
Oh, jeez.
See-
I can't do it.
No, so don't think of curling all the way up.
Oh, no.
That was impressive. So that's like backing out of what you think of with sit-ups.
I did something impressive, honey. She didn't think I could get the full sit-up. She couldn't believe I could do She couldn't believe I did the full sit-up. She was like, he'll just get halfway up. I brought it all the way up. I'm the Pilates master. Okay.
Just a little curl, but you have to keep the squeeze of the ring.
Okay.
Yep. Keep your hands behind your head.
Hands behind my head,
Yep,
little curl.
And then
All right.
suck in your stomach when you curl up. Yeah, so it's like you're just trying to curl your chest over your ribs. That's better. Good. Front ribs kiss back ribs. Good job, Hannah. Good. That's it. So that's pretty good there. Now can you curl up and hold it and reach your arms long past your legs? Yeah.
Ah, you win.
That was good. Very good.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudist basement. And the nudist basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudist basement. Broadcast
Basement, Lanuti's basement, the broad basement. Slancha.
So what do you think? Easy?
No, not easy at all. But you know what? I'll tell you this. I do feel muscles that I have not used in like forever. So I get that. And so you're telling me this will straighten me out when I'm doing things.
Yes, it'll create muscular balance. And the thing is that it is a different kind of challenging. And I think you hit the nail on the head with that. It's not the hardest exercise you've ever done, but it's different. And I get that the explanation a lot of this feels weird. This is weird. This is strange.
Well, it also felt weird with the giant circular thing in between my thighs while Hannah was taking pictures of me from my feet up.
Yeah.
That was also a little weird as well. But yeah.
Microphone in your face.
Yeah. I mean, this girl takes some really weird shots with her camera. Like, I want to see all of those before she walks out.
I'm pretty sure she videotaped it too.
Oh my God. You're the worst. Terri McCabe, I want to tell you thank you. Thanks for the exercise. I haven't had a lot in a while. You know, I'm going to have an extra beer. I think I've earned it.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I already feel physically fit. And maybe I'll try exercise again next year.
Yes, and you can try again in our men's mat class. So we always say all men are welcome in all of our classes, but we understand that sometimes men are a little intimidated to walk into a fitness studio class on Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m.
Good, because if I were going to try this, I'd be like, I'm going to the men's class first. I'm going to get this right. Then I won't look so foolish when I go into the other class. Yeah. Because I looked pretty foolish.
Oh, you did great.
Put that camera away. Erica, get her pictures.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.